All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about least common multiple. Okay? You're going to need graphic organizer number 5, and for this video, your objective is, as a student, you should be able to find the least common multiple of a set of numbers. That is our goal. Okay? Why do I need to know this? Well, plain simple, you're going to use it to compare and order fractions. You use it when you add and subtract fractions, and you also use it to solve word problems like the one that we have right here. This word problem says, Nemo's Bakery can only make cat treats 6 at a time. Bailey's Bakery can only make dog treats 8 at a time. They made the same amount of treats yesterday. What is the smallest amount of treats that the bakery made? Okay, so there you go. We're going to tell you how to answer that question at the end of this video, and then we're going to ask you to do one similar to that on your own as an extra ticket. Remember, you should be able to find the least common multiple of a set of numbers. So what is a least common multiple? Remember, you need a definition at the top of your graphic organizer. And all it is simply, a least common multiple is the smallest number that is common between two lists of multiples. Okay? That's all it is. So it's the smallest number that is common between two lists of multiples. All right? So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to go ahead and tell you the steps. So LCM equals least common multiple. You might see it labeled as LCM. Find the LCM of. That just means least common multiple. So we're going to deal with example number 1. It says find the least common multiples of 6 and 8. So the first thing we need to do is find step 1. What is step 1? Well, step 1 is very simple. All we need to do is list the multiples. Okay? So step 1 is list the multiples. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make a list. We're using 6, so we're going to go ahead and make sure we use the number 6, and we're going to use 8. You need to make sure that your first multiple includes 6 and 8. We do that because sometimes we mess up and we skip over one that's really easy. So the first multiple is 6, because 6 times 1 is 6. Then it's 12, because 6 times 2 is 12. Then 6 times 3 is 18. All we're doing is counting by 6s. 6, 12, 18, 24. 30. Now, I do 5 or 6, and then I stop and see if I can do the rest of them and see if I can find a common one. Next one is 8. 8, 16, 24, and 32. And I'm going to stop because I'm both around 30. And now I'm going to do step number 2. Okay? The next one is find the multiple, or the smallest common multiple. That's it. Those are our 2 steps. So we're going to list them out, and then we're going to find the one that's the smallest, and it's in both lists. So if we go back to our list, you will see that we have in the top list 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30. So we're going to compare that list with the one below. Do we have 6 in both lists? No. 12? No. 18? No. 24? Yes, we have it in both lists. Our least common multiple is simply 24. That's all it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we're doing. Okay, let's go ahead and do example number 2. We have the least common multiple of 4 and 12. Remember, the first step is you need to list the multiples. So for 4, we have 4, 8, 12, 16. We went a couple, okay? For the multiples of 12, we went 12, 24, and 36. Okay, and realistically, what we should have right here is we should have the 4, and we should have 12, just like that. Okay, and if we move on, you'll see that step 2 is to find the least common multiple. We already have one that is in common. So we're going to go ahead and find that, which is 12. And so our least common multiple is 12. That is step 2, or example 2. Let's go to example number 3. Okay, we're going to do this one. Oops, we're going to go back. It says, find the least common multiple of 6, 4, and 8. Now this one has a few more, but it's still done the same way. We have 6, 4, and 8. Remember, step 1, we're going to go ahead and list the multiples. Let's start with 6. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Okay, let's do the next one. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Okay, let's go ahead and do the next one. 8, 8, 16, 24. 32. Now let's go ahead and check and see if we've got anything, okay, because we've done 4 or 5. So let's start with the lowest number. I always like to start with the lowest number because it's the easiest one to find. So we start with 4. Do we have 4 in both? No. Do we have 8 in both? No. Do we have 12? Well, we have 12 up here, but it's not down here, so that one doesn't work. So not 12 either. What about 16? Well, 16 is down here, but it's not up top, so not 16. 20. No, not 20. I guess we're not done. We need to continue with our 4s. So if we continue our list, the next one would be 24 and then 28. Let's try again. Okay, we're now on to the 24. Do we have 24 in both lists? Actually, we have it here. It's in this list and in this list. So our our least common multiple, our least common multiple is 24. There we go. All right, so our least common multiple is 24. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to do 3 of them. Okay, so at this time, you need to complete the 3 problems below on your graphic organizer. They are under independent task. Do those 3. Good luck. In just a second, I will go over them. Good luck. Pause the video. All right, I'm back. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we've got them correctly. We have 6 and 5. You should have had 6 and 5, 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. And you should have had 30 as your least common multiple. Okay, that one was pretty easy. All right, next one, here we go. We should have had 8 and 3. Okay, so 3 and 8. This one was a little bit harder. If you listed all the multiples and all the multiples this particular time, you would have actually gotten 24. Okay, another easy one. 5 and 12. Okay, this one we're going to also do. Okay, 12 and 5. We'll go ahead and list them. 12, 24, 36, 48, and 60. Next one here, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We're not anywhere, no. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and finally 60. 60 is the common multiple, so your answer should be 60. Now, please beware, do not just simply multiply the 2 of them together. If you multiply the 2 of them together, sometimes you will miss one. Okay, sometimes you will miss one. I'm going to give you a very perfect example. Say you have 3 and 6. If you multiplied together, you would get 8. But look closely. 3, 6, 6. Hey, look, our our least common multiple is actually 6. Do not make that mistake. Do not simply multiply them together. Yes, it works sometimes, but that should not be how you do it. Please make a list. Please circle your least common multiple. Hopefully you got all 3 of those correct. Okay, we're going to go back to the word problem. Remember, your objective was that you could find the least common multiple of different numbers. So here we go. It says Nemo's Bakery can only make cat treats 6 at a time. So we know we're going to use the number 6. And Bailey's Bakery can only make dog treats 8 at a time. They made the same amount of treats yesterday. What is the smallest amount of treats that the bakeries made? I know that this is a least common multiple question because it says these key words. What is the smallest amount? Okay, what is the smallest amount? So what that tells me, okay, is that we're going to find this least amount or the least common multiple. Okay, so here we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and make our 6 and our 8. We're going to go ahead and make our list. 6, 12, 18, 24. And I think I can stop. I'm not sure, but I think I can. 8, 16, 24. Look at that. I was correct. We have 24. So our least common multiple is 24, which means the smallest amount of treats that the bakery's made, 24 treats. And that is our word problem. Okay? You guys right now, you have the following exit ticket. All right, I need you to do these 5. Show them on your paper when you're done. Okay, you need to take a picture and turn it in. You do not need to show this one to Mr. Williams. He will grade it on Echo. Ladies and gentlemen, good luck.